Welcome to a remote version of Julian's random project. I'm in Shanghai this week, and I just was out getting lunch and stumbled through like some street vendor kind of area, and I've seen these things all over China. These like knockoff Beats Bluetooth speakers. I've never really had a need for one, and I figured they were probably crap anyways. But I think a lot of us have tons of these little Bluetooth speakers in our lives, so I don't know why you would need yet another one. Um, but I thought about the form factor. The other one that I have at home that was planning on hacking into a higher quality speaker, like a different speaker project, was like square shaped and about yay big. But I figured this is already cylindrical, and hopefully the circuit board inside is smaller. And so I bought it with the expressed interest in cannibalizing the circuitry, maybe the battery and some of these switches and things, and then putting it into the speakers, these Harman Kardon speakers that came with the iMac that I'm also modifying on another project. The speakers aren't doing anything, and they have a custom connector that plugs into that old Mac. So once you've retrofitted the Mac, you can't it's not easy to use them. So, but they're really pretty. Like these cool little like acrylic balls, like perfect spheres, except like two sections are flattened off, one for the speaker and the other one so that it lays flat on a table. And what I'd like to do is maybe solar power that project. Sounds kind of weird, but like maybe embed little solar panels on the inside of the acrylic so that you could like leave this little ball out in the sun, and then of course it would slowly trickle charge that battery, but then when you want to just turn it on and listen to some music outdoors. I thought that'd be kind of nifty, maybe for like backpacking or something. It would basically be this, but in a prettier package. It might not even be as good as this, but so I bought this, and then that's not a project necessarily, or anything like that's not part of the project. But the reason I'm doing this now is I didn't realize how shitty these were. I've already since thrown away the packaging that came in. They came in a little box with some cables and some instruction manuals in horrible English. But then I turn them on, and they hiss and pop, and they've got like data noises, like there's some sort of like like maybe Bluetooth negotiation. It kind of reminds me of like old GSM phones when you would get them near an amplifier of some kind or like a wireless microphone. You'd hear that like modem sounds that were actually over the air. This has that, and it's really, really annoying. And then I should probably show you. And then, of course, you can adjust the volume, but it doesn't remember those volume settings. So each time you turn it on, it has like a helpful voice that tells you what's going on, like what mode it's in or what it's doing. That's always pegged out at the max volume, right? No matter what this was set at previously. So it does really annoying stuff like this. Ugh.
The external sound mode.
Yes. God bless, so loud. So the included cable and stuff like there's 5 pins on some of these mini USB cables, or maybe 6 pins if you count ground, and so you can actually get audio out as well as DC in when you do this, and so you get stuff like this. Let's see. Well, now it's behaving itself. Yes.
The external sound mode.
Be noisy. Oh, there it goes. Maybe you can hear that. It's with nothing on. It's just got a hissing sound to it. And then if you
trouble is her only friend, and he's back again.
All right, so make me a liar. It's behaving better right now. I don't know why, but anyways, I'm gonna take it apart. These were cheap. How cheap? Like $5 US cheap. Or like 30 RMB or something, 35 RMB. I can't remember what it was. Really, really cheap. It's got aluminum case, a speaker, a compact flash thing, a microphone, an LED, a switch, a multifunction switch which goes up and down, and also pushes in for play pause. Of course, play pause is for the MP3 function or the Bluetooth function of this guy. But earlier, when I would press and touch this thing, I got a ton of feedback from the amplifier in here, but it's not doing that now. Anyways, so I figured we'd pull it apart and see what's inside and see how crappy it actually is. What I was hoping, once I heard how crappy it was that maybe internally it had a standard little Bluetooth modules. You guys have seen these on like DLXstream.com and eBay and things like the tiny little, almost the size, maybe a little bit bigger than an actual SD card. Seems like they have this weird like cutout for an SD card. I don't know why. I was hoping that it has one of those in it, and that they've implemented it incorrectly, or the data sheet for that has like support circuitry that they suggest you have, and of course it's China, and so they will keep removing components until it doesn't work and then put that one back. And so they try and get their component count as low as possible with these types of things. And so I'm hoping that maybe I can add that circuitry in and have a pretty decent little Bluetooth speaker out of this. So let's pop it open. I also bought this, and the cans here to give you some scale of what that's like. So, and for me. This is the Precision Screwdriver set. And 32 in electroc screwdriver set. Awesome. So yank on this thing earlier. One thing that I noticed the last time I took this little rubber thing off, missing a screw. Right off the bat, there's like, screw it, two hold it in just fine. So save money that way. Oh, that's not bad. Decent silk screening. One of those aren't actually soldered down. Looks like little grounds for the switch. Microphone is actually a microphone, and it's in here. That's nice. Pretty stock looking battery out of like an old Nokia or something. Basic little cell. Probably zero protection in here. Probably just a raw board. Like speaker wire. Yes. So that's what I figured. I bet, and this thing's actually, it's hard to convey, but this is actually pretty heavy. And so I was wondering if some of that heaviness was the battery, no, or maybe the magnet for the speaker, possibly, but I doubt it. It's probably just the thickness of this aluminum is what makes this thing heavy. And I bet that since this is just like fished through here, this is probably glued at the manufacturer. I'll not mess with that too much. So let's see what we have. You got your multifunction switch on off. I was gonna say RGB, but a multicolored LED. I think I've noticed blue, green, and red. Is that right? Or at least blue and red. Let's find out. Yeah, this was, oh, bless it.
The external sound mode.
Jesus. So loud. Okay, cool. There's this LED, I saw it go blue. There's also a blinking surface mount LED below it. That's kind of interesting. You don't really see that through the package. You might be able, maybe you'd see it a little bit. It would be like dull green. Using the LED as like a little light pipe to get that light out of the case. Let's see, what is this here? This is an NDA? NDA 5851S ESJ 858415. I think it says NDA. I don't know. That's a little chipset. Crystal. Let's see what else is in here. Probably the speaker amplifier here, which is an let's see, NS8002, and then 1403. 1403 might be like a date code or something. So NS8002 1403 on that part. Old SD card. There we go. HSC S10. S10 is interesting. That's what it shows up in your Bluetooth picker. Like if you make this thing discoverable or try and sync it with your phone or something, S10 is what they've named it. Who knows what else that's? That was made in April of 2014 apparently, or yeah, April. Interesting. Version 1.2. So this is actually manufactured pretty recently. They must be churning through these quickly out there. So what's gonna do is look at the data sheet for that and see what's what. I am a little disappointed. It's not one of those typical little stamp things with a bunch of pads on the outside soldered down. It looks like they've purchased a made for this application system on a chip here, and then just dropped it in to their board. The PCB layout is somewhat cylindrical. It's bigger than I was hoping it would be for my other application of shoehorning this into that speaker case. So we'll see. There's a little antenna there for Bluetooth. Nifty. There might be some things on here that one could do to up the quality, like maybe grounding pins that aren't grounded, or cutting a trace here and there. Maybe their power supply is just super crappy. I could replace it with a higher quality one. Who knows? So just thought you guys would be interested in knowing that these are pieces of crap, and obviously a copyright infringement. So yeah, you can get these in the States. You can either buy them from a website called Deal Extreme, or even Amazon. I saw something on Amazon, and the seller had the logo blurred out, so that they know what they're doing, or they know that they're selling something that's got a Beats logo on it. And the reviews were mixed. I mean, they were like, some people were like, it's amazing, so maybe a planted shill from the company. And then other ones were like, 1 star, and this is a piece of crap. I would tend to agree with the 1 star folks. Do not buy this, or at least not. I don't even know if Beats makes something in this form factor, or if they just slapped a Beats logo on something that they were already making in the market. But definitely very crappy. Do not buy. Yeah, you might see more of this, or I might just drop it. I don't know. I'll look at the data sheet on this, and if there's anything interesting, and I might get it back home and probe it with an O-scope and see if it's salvageable, if it could be used and cleaned up some. So thanks for checking out another one of Julian's random projects, and thank you for joining me in Shanghai.